pretty much just the front edge and this edge.
Doesn't matter if we get it on the deck because...
Oh shit, yeah, we need to tape it. Okay, so we got these back pieces in place. Next, need to install these pieces here. These go up in the bow, and then the tow rails bolt to the sides of this piece on either side. And then this goes over the top of this. Cleaned this up a little bit. Looks a lot better than it did. I guess it was made in 1951. Pretty cool. Alright, so I got a layer of fairing compound on the rudder. And this is cured now. I'm going to have to come back and fill in a little bit more in some spots, but I'm going to go ahead and put a coat on this side. That way I can do all the sanding at one time. But it's sanded up good and shouldn't need too much fairing. Alright, so I got this rudder sanded back down and it's pretty dang smooth now. It's definitely not like 100% super fair. There's like a little bit, there's some lower spots and like a pretty high spot here in the middle. But I would really have to get rid of the high spot, I would really have to build up a lot. And I don't really think it's worth the trouble. I don't really think it's gonna make that big of a difference. So I don't know, you guys will have to let me know what you think, but it's pretty good. I think it's pretty much there for my tastes at least. So I'm gonna put this on hold until the weather's a little less humid. And I'll probably go ahead and put some barrier coat on it. So I've got the rest of the tow rail prepped to go back in. And this has all been sanded and just need to clean it one more time before we put it on, but it's ready to go. I got this piece reinstalled. So now I'm just waiting on, well, I'm waiting on it to get a little bit warmer so that the caulking is a little bit easier to work with. And also for my crew's schedules to align with mine so that we can get it installed. I need my dad and Ben to help me. So in the meantime, I've been working down below. Started fitting some of this cabinetry, and I went ahead and hung this door. I had to hang the door in order to get these trim pieces in the right spots. So I'll end up bringing the door back out to refinish it. I'll leave these for now. These will be easy to sand in place. But I also put these in just to help with alignment. And but I'll take these back out, get them sanded. So I've gone through and trimmed all this excess glass that was hanging over. And now I'm going to come back and sand this down a little bit. Get rid of some of the roughness. And then I think while I'm at it, I'm gonna try to knock out some of the sanding in here. There's a lot of sanding to do, but I really don't have anything else to work on right now, so this needs to be done so that I can start laying out the bunk and stuff. Alright, so I finally finished sanding up here in the V-berth. I didn't get rid of all the paint, but I pretty much sanded off everything that was flaking or not adhered good. So I think this should be fine. And next, I'm going to add some tabbing to this little bulkhead. I never tabbed it in. So, I already sanded it. Just need to wipe it down and go ahead and get the fiberglass laid in there. Alright, so while that tabbing is curing, I've started sanding down some of the cabinetry, these face frames for, that's the little cabinet on the starboard side, and then this is the face frame for the galley cabinetry. But yeah, it's cleaning up pretty nicely. So I'm just going to kind of do an initial sanding, like all the heavy sanding, and then I'll install it, and once all the trim work and everything is done, I'll come back and do a final sanding and varnish all this stuff. Wait, start over. Alright, well, we finally got the V-berth area sanded. And we're pretty much at the point. I'm just gonna make some templates for the bunk top and go and get some plywood cut out and start building the bunk and everything. And yeah. And then once this is in place, I'll probably start working on the little chain locker area. And then we've got some of the cabinetry installed now. Been working on it, got these drawers in place. Needed to put these in so that, because I'm going to be mounting like a sheet of plywood here, and this is going to be where the stove is, so this will just be like a little opening for the stove. And I'm working on the countertop, just doing it out of some marine grade plywood. And same thing over here, got this drawer in place. That way I can go ahead and put a little countertop on top of there. But it's pretty cool, it's starting to look like it used to, a little bit. If you need privacy, you can go to the V-berth. So I was pretty amazed that I was able to get this door to fit, considering I replaced both the bulkheads and I had to route out these trim pieces a little bit so that they would fit further onto the bulkhead. But other than that, it went together really easily. So, kind of lucked out a little bit there. So up here in the salon area, we're pretty much ready to cut out some plywood and make this bunk an actual bunk. And after we do that, we can install the slats back there, and I think that would really make it look a lot better in here. We're also trying to figure out some different storage options, like there's some space back here behind this drawer that before this was just a countertop, so this whole space right here was pretty much unusable.
It was pretty deep.
Yeah, so I don't know, it could be like some wine storage or something, wine bottles. Or I was thinking just like a little opening in the countertop so you can stuff stuff down in there. But if you guys have any ideas, let us know. So we had this pretty crazy idea of trailering the boat to Florida, somewhere in Florida, I'm not really sure yet. But instead of like launching the boat here, just as soon as we're ready, just taking it straight to somewhere in Florida, like Tampa maybe.
Or Pensacola.
Or
is a little
maybe
closer.
Pensacola. But we could probably get there in a day, like if we started super early, and you know, take a few days to get the boat launched and rigged and stuff.
So I have a pretty good friend who works for a rigging company in Kemah, and he's agreed to, or actually he came and checked out the boat today, and he really is just excited about the whole project and said whenever we get to the rigging stage that he'd love to help us out. So
well, and he also said that he'd be willing to come down to Florida with us and like get the boat rigged and everything. And he's also a licensed captain and instructor.
Yeah.
So if he was hanging out with us for like a week or so, he could really help us get the boat set up and get us going on the boat. So
well, and do just a lot of prep work here.
yeah.
Whenever
we would get all the rigging done here, and then like just be ready to raise the mast and everything as soon as we get there. But yeah, you guys will have to let us know what you think. Is that too crazy? Should we launch the boat here? By the time we're ready to like you know, take the boat to Florida, I don't expect the boat to be like completely done, but it'll be ready to float, it'll be functional.
you could sleep in it.
Yeah, you can sleep in it. It'll have like a galley that probably won't be finished completely.
Like the major stuff would be done.
But yeah, it'll be usable. The engine will be working. It'll be sailable, and we can do a little bit of cruising before hurricane season, which would be awesome. So I don't know. That's kind of just a thing we've been throwing around. I wanted to mention it to you guys and see what y'all thought. And That way you can tell us if we're just batshit crazy or if it's a cool idea. I think it would make for some good video, driving the boat to Florida. So, all right, well that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.